Looking back, I can see how everything seemed so innocent at first. My name is Julia, a regular girl who enjoyed sharing her life on the internet, posting pictures and thoughts, blissfully unaware of the shadows lurking behind the screen. I remember the day it all started. A new follower, anonymous, no profile picture, just a shadow in the vast sea of the internet. At first, the comments were normal, like any other. "Nice picture, Julia. You look beautiful." The usual compliments. However, as days passed, a subtle hint of familiarity started to creep into the messages. They seemed to know things, personal things I never shared online. My favorite color, my usual hangout spots. A shiver ran down my spine every time I read them, the innocent words now tainted with an unseen threat. The happiness I once found in sharing my life online turned into a source of constant fear and paranoia. Every post, every share, felt like an invitation to this anonymous entity, a peek into my life that I never intended to give. The shadow grew, its presence more ominous each day. I tried to shake off the feeling, telling myself it was just a coincidence, maybe a close friend pulling a prank. But deep down, I knew something was off. The messages were too accurate, the knowledge too intimate. Every time I logged in, the fear gripped my heart tighter, the shadow in the corner of my screen growing darker and more menacing. The messages became more frequent, more insidious. Every day, a new comment, a new message, each one laced with a silent threat. I could feel the eyes on me, the unseen presence watching my every move, lurking in the shadows of the virtual world. My heart raced every time I received a notification, the ding sound echoing like a warning bell in my mind. The words were clever, masked with a veneer of friendliness, but the undertones were sinister, the intent malicious. It felt like a game, a cat-and-mouse chase in the boundless realm of the internet. Every post became a battleground, every share a silent scream for help. The more I tried to ignore it, the more persistent it became. The anonymous entity seemed to feed off my fear, growing bolder and more intrusive with each passing day. I decided to confide in my close friends, hoping to find solace in shared concern. But to my dismay, they dismissed it as a mere prank, a harmless joke by someone with too much time on their hands. But I knew it was more than that. The fear was real, the threat tangible. I could feel the cold breath of the unseen entity on my neck, the invisible hands reaching out to me from the shadows. The virtual world that once felt like a sanctuary now seemed like a prison. The walls were closing in, the shadows growing longer, and the air heavier. I was trapped in a world that was both real and unreal, tangible and intangible, seen and unseen. Determined to face my tormentor, I mustered up the courage to respond to the anonymous messages. My fingers trembled over the keyboard, the words a mix of fear and anger. "Who are you?" I typed, the question lingering in the air, heavy with anticipation. The response was almost instantaneous, a string of words that sent shivers down my spine. "Someone who knows you better than you know yourself," it read, the letters seeming to dance menacingly on the screen. The game had reached a new level, the stakes higher, the fear more palpable. I pressed further, my heart racing. "Why are you doing this to me?" The silence was deafening, the seconds ticking away like hours. The reply, when it came, was a simple, "Because I can." The audacity, the sheer malevolence behind those words struck me like a blow, leaving me reeling. I decided to dig deeper, to uncover the identity of the entity that had turned my life into a living nightmare. The research led me down a rabbit hole of darkness, the information more disturbing with each click. The anonymous stalker seemed to be everywhere, a shadow in every corner of the internet. The confrontation left me more disturbed, more vulnerable. The anonymous entity was a phantom, a ghost in the virtual world, its presence felt but never seen. The knowledge of its omnipresence, its insidious intent, wrapped around my mind like a vice, squeezing the life out of me, bit by bit. I was at war, a war against the unseen, the unknown. The battlefield was my mind, my life, and the enemy was a shadow, a whisper in the dark, a silent stalker in the virtual realm. The confrontation had begun, and I knew it was a battle I could not afford to lose. The revelation was like a dagger through my heart, the truth more horrifying than any speculation. The anonymous entity, the shadow lurking in every corner of the virtual world, was someone I knew. Someone I considered a friend, a confidant. The betrayal cut deep, the pain sharp and relentless. Every memory, every shared laugh, now tainted with the venom of deceit. The trust I placed in them was shattered, the pieces piercing my soul, leaving me bleeding and broken. Their motive remained a mystery, a puzzle with pieces missing. Was it jealousy, anger, or just sheer malevolence? The question swirled in my mind, a whirlwind of confusion and betrayal. The answers, if there were any, were hidden behind a veil of shadows and lies. The truth weighed heavily on my heart, the burden almost too much to bear. The face of my tormentor was etched in my mind, their smile a cruel reminder of the deception. The world seemed to crumble around me, the foundations of trust and friendship eroded by the treacherous tides of betrayal. I was left in the wreckage of my life, the ruins of my happiness. The revelation was a turning point, a moment of clarity in the fog of deceit. The battle lines were drawn, the enemy unmasked. It was time to face my demon, to confront the monster hiding behind the mask of friendship. The revelation marked the beginning of the end, the prelude to the final confrontation. The shadows were lifting, the enemy revealed. But the war was far from over. It was a fight for my life, my sanity, and I was determined to emerge victorious, to banish the shadows and reclaim my life. The final confrontation loomed over me, a battle between light and shadow, truth and deception. I was prepared, my resolve steel, my determination unwavering. I would face my tormentor, unmask the demon, and banish the shadows that had plagued my life. The confrontation was intense, the air thick with tension and unspoken words. The truth hung in the air, a silent witness to the betrayal and deceit. The face of my tormentor, once a symbol of friendship and trust, was now a mask of malevolence and cruelty. Words were exchanged, accusations hurled, the atmosphere charged with anger and resentment. The demon reveled in my pain, my suffering. Their laughter, a cruel reminder of the darkness within. The battle raged on, the shadows dancing in the flickering light, the air heavy with the scent of impending doom. But the end was open, the conclusion unclear. The demon retreated into the shadows, their laughter echoing in the air, leaving me in a world of uncertainty and fear. The battle was over, but the war was not won. The shadows lingered, the whispers in the dark remained, a constant reminder of the unseen enemy. I was left in a world of shadows, my life a battlefield, my mind a fortress. The demon may have retreated, but the shadows remained, lurking in the corners of my mind, whispering words of malice and deceit. The open end was a beginning, a starting point for a journey of self-discovery and redemption. I was determined to emerge from the shadows, to rebuild my life, and to banish the darkness within. The journey was long, the path treacherous, but I was ready. The open end was my salvation, my redemption, and I would walk the path with courage and resolve, leaving the shadows behind and embracing the light. Delve deeper into the shadows by hitting the like button and subscribe to our channel for more spine-tingling tales and eerie encounters. By subscribing, you become a beacon of light in the world of shadows, helping to reveal the unseen and uncover the hidden. Don't forget to click the bell icon to be the first to witness the unveiling of the shadows and to receive alerts for every new horror that emerges from the darkness. Join us in our journey through the unknown, and let's unmask the shadows together.